Okay, this is the 10th in the series of videos on the techniques for producing a work RVU tracker for physicians. For those of you who have been following along, in the last video, we created FRM main subform called FRM list SF, which is this box area down here, which is data that is based on the table TBL list. In the next part of the tutorial or for this, I'd like to create another form based on TBL list, and we go to the Create tab, click on Form, and we actually don't need to do too much to this. We can strip out some of the things that may be distracting. Do the usual things that we do when it says Form here. This is the form. We can go to the navigation button, say no, go to the record selector and say no, and then if we save it, it's going to ask us to rename it, and we can call it FRM list add. Okay, and so in the pull down area here, you have a number of things. Which we're on right now is the form, and that refers to the attributes when you're under the format of the whole form. And there's data, there's events, and under the events area you have a number of different options available: on current, on load, on click, after update, and it goes on down. We've used the on click quite a bit for buttons, and we certainly will in the future. We haven't used the on load event, but when you load a form, you can ask certain things to happen when the form loads. And let's look at that. Let's create an event for the on load event for this FRM list add. And we can just say message box tracker, and save and close. Okay, and we can save and close this. Oh, I tell you what, let's do one other thing. Go back to where we just were, and so we can have the message box. There'll be a OK button, and then after the OK button, we can close the form. To do that, you actually go close window, and then it asks you what type of window do you want to close. We want to close a form window, and we want to close the FRM list add, the one that we just made. Do we want to save it? Sure, we'll save it, but we don't need a prompt. Save and close, save and close. And now let's go back to FRM main. We can go to, well, we can do it in the layout view too, design, and put a button here, cancel that. And on this button, we can give it a title or a caption, test open FRM list add. See if that's going to fit on there. Test open FRM list. Okay. And we can give a click event. The first one is the click event. We can make that and go to, macro builder, and we can say open form. What form do we want to open? FRM list add. And that should be all we need to do. Let's see what happens when we go to form view, click on this button. I'm hoping that we'll get a message box. There it is. This is a physician work tracker. So here we have a button on a form main, and we're clicking on it. And by doing so, it triggers a message box on another form. And you can do this pretty much all day long. Okay, and nothing really happens other than you're calling this message box. So to make it a little more functional, we can close that and go back to our FRM list and put it into design view. Go back to our ellipsis, and there's really not that many things you need to really remember about macros. But set properties is one of them. If you just start typing set properties, it'll come up. And if you remember, we did name the properties, a control name, and we can pick the, well, let's pick the description. I think it was DES add. And we can tab over to the property type. It's a value. And we can add, well, anything we want. We can do fine needle FNA without imaging. Okay, all right, let's do that. FNA without imaging, and we can drag that up to the top of the page. We can actually get rid of this. And we'll just save and close that. Save and close that, and we can go back to our main form and do a little modification on this as well. So we can open that form, and we open it. Oops, that didn't need to launch. And when we open it, we can open it in add mode, meaning that it's ready to add a new record. And then we can close the window, and we can close FRM main very easily. FRM main prompt, no need. And then we can open form. What form do we want to open? FRM main. Close, closed. All right, and we'll save this and go to the form view. So what I'm hoping now will happen if we click test open FRM list add, that in this field, because we've set the property of on load event for the FRM list add to incorporate something in here, that actually the description, sorry, the description, I'm hoping FNA without imaging will appear in the description area. And there it is. Okay, so let's actually do this to newest to oldest. Save, back to form view, click it again. So as we click this button, we're causing something to happen in another form called FRM list add, which opens and closes. And when it opens and closes, it creates a new record, which is then stored in TBL list. And I can show that to you. And we can also make this from largest to smallest. Save and close that. So here we've created a button on our FRM main that as we click it, it creates a new record in our TBL list. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the video right there, and in the next video we'll go into some more refined techniques for calling up records from DLOOKUPs. I think we went over DLOOKUPs in one of the earlier records or earlier videos, when we discuss CPT code search. Okay, well, thanks for your attention, and I'll see you in the next video.